Hi, my name is Mark Pottle and I'm Isaiah Berlin Legacy Fellow here at Wolfson College, and I wanted to spend just a couple of minutes today very briefly telling you a little about the origins of college and the early history and the role in the foundation played by our founder president, Sir Isaiah Berlin. Wolfson is a young college. In 2016 it celebrated its 50th anniversary, and it really owes its existence to the vision and to the industry of Sir Isaiah Berlin. And it's no exaggeration to say that if there was no Isaiah Berlin, there would be no Wolfson College. Who is Berlin? He was a British liberal philosopher. If you were to ask him who he was, he liked to say in reply that he was a Russian-born Jew, which is exactly right. So he was born in Riga, then part of the Russian Empire. In 1909, he moved with his parents to London in 1921, went up to Corpus Christi College in 1928, and in 1932 was admitted to All Souls on a prize fellowship, becoming the first Jew to be elected to the college in its 500-year history. So he made a real mark on Oxford in the 30s. In the 50s, he did groundbreaking work on liberty as a philosopher, and I think of him foremost as a philosopher of liberty. He also did really important work on pluralism. Too little time to explain that, but if you're interested in Berlin, those are the two central ideas. He published and wrote widely. He wrote a remarkable essay on Tolstoy's view of history, The Hedgehog and the Fox. If you were to Google Berlin, I think that's probably what you'd come up with. So a stellar academic career. He was intellectually curious. Oxford didn't provide all the answers for him. He spent lots of time on the east coast of America after the Second World War. He saw how those universities there were forging ahead. So Princeton, Harvard, Yale, MIT, investing in graduate studies and in the sciences. He feared Oxford was falling behind. The university did as well. In the 1960s, the university created a small college called Iffley College, and the fellows of Iffley College approached Berlin and said, "Will you be our head?" And he said, "Yes, but only so long as I can get serious funding and try and do this on a big scale." And the result is the college that you see now, which is the largest graduate college in Oxford and one of the largest graduate institutions in the country. Berlin had a blank sheet in the mid-1960s when Wolfson was created, and on that blank sheet, it's interesting, he came from a very traditional background. All Souls, Corpus, New College as well, most traditional, prestigious colleges, and yet he wanted a non-traditional college in many respects. And the other colleges are very clearly stratified with a hierarchy of senior, middle and junior common room. There's none of that in Wolfson, and if you go into the dining hall here, you see all the tables on exactly the same level, everyone eats together. And so in an important way, college had this egalitarian ethos. It would be wrong of me to say that just came from Berlin. It came from the founding fellows. It was very much a collaborative exercise. And in that exercise, the students and staff were also really, really important. And the college that exists today was really the college that they built together back in the 1960s. A very friendly, informal college, as well as one, obviously, that is pursuing academic excellence. I wanted to end very briefly with an anecdote, which is that Berlin, back in the 1960s, was in the temporary common room on the Banbury Road, half a mile from here, at the magazine rack. A young man, graduate student, walked up to him and put out his hand, didn't realise it was Berlin, and said, "My name is Mackenzie, I'm an engineer and I'm from Edinburgh." And Berlin turned around, took the young man's hand and said, I'm Berlin, I'm a philosopher, I'm from Riga. And then they began talking, and the point of the story is that they talked. And Berlin loved to talk. It's really important that was part of his vision of the college, that it should have the sciences, but the humanities as well, and that people would learn from sitting in hall and talking from one another. And Wolfson has a reputation in Oxford as being among the most informal and friendliest of colleges, and I think that goes right back to the origins.